DWTolbertMinistries 100-second message.
Hello everyone. Have you ever been in a fight? Well, of course you have. But have you ever been in a giant fight? Oh, many of us, we won't fight unless we're confident we're able to win the fight. But every now and then the Lord allows us to get into a giant fight, one that the odds are totally against us. Yet it brings us to the point where we have to be confident and fall within the will and the power and the ability and lean strictly on the Lord. In 1 Samuel chapter 17, we find the story of David and Goliath. Who has not heard this beloved story? David happened to be there because he was checking up on his brothers as he was sent to do by his father Jesse. And he found Goliath coming down and woofing and saying bad things about God and Israel. And David said, are we going to sit here and put up with this man talking about us and our God like that? I'll go down and fight for him. And so Saul was impressed with David so much that he sent him to the battle. And as David approached Saul, you remember he picked up his sling and he flung a rock and hit him in the forehead, and down went Goliath, and the battle was won. My friends, today we are faced with great fights, big fights, giant fights that we can't handle. So when you are preparing to fight against giants, keep these things in mind. Number one, your age is unimportant, but your God experience is. David was a young man, but he was experienced with God. He reminds Saul that there was a time when he fought against the lion and the bear, and God brought him through that, and God will bring him through this fight with this giant Philistine. Secondly, use what God gave you. Saul was trying to give David his armor that he might fight with his armor and be safe in the battle. But David pulled it all off and said, this is not my gift. My gift is my slingshot. So use what God gave you. He gave you something. And then finally, be confident in the power of the Lord. David said, I come to you, Goliath, in the power, in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, before he flung that first rock. And so remember, my friends, that's the word today, the giant fight. Oh, yes, it is. Remember that word. Remember also that when you fight your giants, today we use that name that is above every name. For at the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. And that's the word today, the giant fight. And remember, always remember, when you get with Jesus, you're going up. God bless you.